Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions on Bounce TV and to our worldwide web viewers on www.sportsvisionsusa.com. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Man, I tell you what, we get closer and closer to football season, man. It's about to be off the chain.
Hey, man, I'm ready, man. I'm in the tunnel. I'm ready for them drop the smoke, everything. I'm ready.
All right. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll talk about some NFL Hall of Famers about to be inducted, and I know we're going to have a good time talking about those guys.
We'll have a great time talking about that, and everybody's in training camp. Man, hey, everybody from high school to the NFL, everybody's ready to play ball.
We'll also have an opportunity to talk about Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia Tech, all in training camp. And where are they now? Will feature Persian Williams.
Selection now, saving now, value now. Columbus is Nissan Town, and the Nissan Now sales event is on now. Now, save $5,000 on a new Altima. That's right. Now, drive a new Altima, an IIHS top safety pick with $5,000 in savings. The best time to buy is right now.
Nissan Now sales event. Don't miss it. We'll see you soon. Headquarter Nissan.
Welcome back to Sports Vision. Probably the most sacred time of year, or the most sacred time of football season, is the early preseason of the NFL. And I know I call it sacred because a ceremony has been indoctrinated to the preseason, which inducts the NFL best players, the NFL Hall of Fame deal.
I mean, really, man, the 2016 class of inductees of the NFL Hall of Fame, they do it every year. Canton, Ohio, DJ. I think really, man, I like to sit down and watch it. I like to hear the stories behind all these Hall of Fame guys, and they got a great class that's going in this year.
You know, it's nothing more special. And again, we're right here. You know, we're at the foot of football season when you do have the ceremonies with the NFL inductees, of course, on Thursday with the Golden Jacket presentation to those great players. And then, of course, when you have the induction ceremony and the game. Of course, the game has always made it official that football season is here. But more importantly, let's talk a little bit about the guys that are going in.
Okay, we got Brett Favre. He's going in. Kenny Stabler, DJ. I thought Kenny Stabler was already in there, but Kenny Stabler, Marvin Harrison, Orlando Pace, Kevin Green. And the owner, in the owner category, you got Eddie DeBartolo, the man that built the 49ers.
Well, you got some special guys, and each and every year, you know, as we get older, it seems like the guys that are closer to our age or closer to our era are going in. I guess that says a lot, or that dates us. But
that's right.
You talk about this class. I mean, you know, all of them have their own, guys are great in their own right. But Brett Favre, probably one of the most, I guess, outstanding quarterbacks, because you're not going to say the best, but as far as a guy who's a gamer, a guy who played the game for 20 years, a guy who, you know, wore his emotions on his sleeves and won. It was a special time to watch them. I really enjoyed watching them play.
I mean, Brett Favre, you know, wide open gunslinger. You talking about a gunslinger? Brett Favre was a gunslinger, tough quarterback. You know, really. How did they let him get out of Atlanta, DJ?
You know what? A lot of people don't realize that he was taken by the Falcons in the second round, and of course had him in camp. Decided that, and again, I did know this for a fact that he wasn't as serious as he was immature, as most rookies are, and you know what? I think it was Jerry Glanville who had him on the first thing smoking.
That's right. You know, Jerry made some messed up decisions while he was there. He was a good defensive coach, but, I mean, letting Brett Favre get out of there. But really, the Brett Favre piece, but really one that, I had the opportunity to interview this guy over when we first started, Kenny Stabler.
Yes.
I mean, Kenny Stabler, a gunslinger. A lot of people didn't realize that he went to Alabama. I mean, played for the Oakland Raiders, and you talking about an ideal quarterback for a team like the Oakland Raiders. He was the man. Great job. Passed last year, but really, Kenny Stabler was well deserving of getting in.
And in the owner category, again, as a former player, I can't help but respect a guy that really takes care of his players. And, of course, his players rewarded him with multiple, Super Bowls. And this guy, Eddie DeBartolo, the former owner of the San Francisco 49ers, and you remember those great teams with Joe Montana and Jerry Rice, and those guys won big, and they had the best facilities. They had the best of the best, and you know what? When an owner is willing to put his money where his mouth is, those players lay it on the line.
You know, really, DJ, you can look back and you're talking about one of the best owners. When you look back and you hear what the players had to say about, it's going to be very interesting to hear some of these players' remarks when Eddie DeBartolo gets his gold jacket, because really it always starts with he was a class guy, he paid his guys well, he took care of his guys, he treated them like family. When you start hearing that from owners compared to the owners nowadays, man, that's really big.
All in all, it's a super class as it is each and every year, and I'm looking forward to, of course, preseason starting, officially kicking off the NFL season. And you know what? Training camp has been going well. And, you know, probably the only thing at this point in time as far as training camp is concerned, and I'll talk about the Atlanta Falcons, is the fact that they've signed Dwight Freeney. He's an older Dwight Freeney, 36 years old, but one of the most fiercest pass rushers in the game. But I like that coming to the home team.
You know, really, I think he's going to be able to help in some kind of way. And one good thing about Flynn, you know, the coach is, he knows how to move guys around, DJ, and get that pass rush. And we see that the Falcons are putting extra emphasis on the pass rush like all the other NFL teams are. You got to get to the quarterback, DJ, and people are willing to do whatever they need to do for them to get to the quarterback.
And the good thing, another good thing, too, about signing Dwight Freeney is to also help the former number 1 draft choice, Vic Beasley. I mean, this
That's
is,
right.
you know, Freeney coming in, of course, he played last year in Arizona, had 8 sacks, which would have led Atlanta, by the way. But, again, hopefully he has enough in the tank to not only perform on the field, but I know he's going to have enough to inspire in that locker room.
I really, like I said, I think they're going to have the Falcons going to have a different scheme, and I think he fits into the scheme, DJ. I think Beasley last year staying in one spot and not moving them around, that hurt him being a you know, kind of light when it comes up to a left tackle protecting, you know, his quarterback. I think really this year they're going to move him around a little bit, and he's going to be a much better pass rusher this year.
All right, coming up in just a little bit, former All-by-City sharpshooter Persian Williams.
Truth be truth, the will to win will win. So intimidate your darkest fear. Revive every forgotten fantasy. Set goals you can never reach, then reach them. Count cards to fight fate stack deck. And if you want to win as much as you want to live, you're ready to reign on.
Hi, I'm Philip Davitt with ENS Men's Clothing Warehouse. We'd like to say thank you, Columbus and the Bi-City area, for 20 great years on Macon Road in the heart of Columbus. We're inviting you out to our 20th anniversary sale with bigger savings and deals than ever before.
To help show our appreciation, ENS is offering complete suit and tux packages only $99. Jackets, pants, shirts, and ties, a $199 value for just $99. Find us on Facebook for details on how to win a suit or tux package. Come celebrate our 20th anniversary. ENS, where you get more for a whole lot less.
Why do we have Aflac?
Aflac.
And Major Medical?
Major Medical, boy, yeah! I helped pay the doctor. Ain't that enough for you?
There are things Major Medical doesn't do. Aflac pays cash so we don't have to fret.
Something families should get.
Like a safety net.
Even helps pay deductibles to cover your back with.
Learn about one-day pay at aflac.com/wrap.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. Where Are They Now have taken off, and of course, because of you, the community, and you know, your emails, your Facebook messages, you have made this probably one of the most popular segments of the show this spring and summer. Proud to have with us now another former hometown hero, Persian Williams, the former sharpshooting guard from Spencer High School, man. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Sports Vision.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be here. I appreciate it.
We're so proud of you, Persian, and I know that in past weeks we've had guys that have played 30, 40 years ago. Here, we had to represent the young demographics, because we've been hearing from some of the young folks out there saying, we want to hear from some of the young guys, and you are one of the young guys that we're most proud of. And of course, just in 2000, you graduated. However, to some, that's not long ago. To others, it is a little while back. But again, let's go back from the beginning. Being the son of an educator and a coach. When you talk about your basketball career, let's start at the beginning, because again, it's had to start in youth sports all the way through.
No question. I mean, it started at a very young age. Father coached in Muskogee County 30 years plus. Had great teams. Ended up playing at Spencer. I was very excited playing there. I mean, we had good teams, very good teams. From there, went on and ended up signing with Herbert Green at Columbus State University, and that was such a tremendous honor for me to just go and be a hometown guy and kind of represent Columbus, and by going to Columbus State. So I've I've had the privilege of being around and playing around people that I love and care about, so being part of the community.
Both Rosalind and George, Coach George Williams and Rosalind, your mom and dad are great people, man, and I know your dad's passion for the game. I played point guard for him at Carver my senior year.
Yep.
But talk about how he affected you as far as your mentality toward the game and your passion for the game.
Well, at a young age, I kind of knew I wanted to coach. I mean, it's like we go in the back room, we're watching film, we're watching the game, and I always just wanted to make basketball a part of my life. So even from like my middle school on, my mother wanted me to be a doctor, and I really fought her on it. But I just knew I really wanted to coach. Coaching was in my blood. It's something I always wanted to do. And I've been blessed and, able to continue that career as I've went on. So.
Well, folks today, kids especially know Steph Curry and that long-range jumper, but I know from watching you and covering you back in the old WRBL days in the late 90s and early 2000s, man, you were coming across half court, jacking it up, man.
Well, the game has really changed the NBA. I did make a couple shots. I'm not trying to boast, but yeah, I made a couple. Loved it. Loved the shooting. Loved the shooting aspects. It's just, and I think that's one of the main things, even tied in to Herbert Green and his philosophy of recruiting at CSU. You just got to be able to make shots. I just really remember that in my sleep. Like, just got to make shots. So that's always been, just a philosophy that every coach I've really played for. It's a miss and make league, all of them. So. That's where it goes. You've
most recently been named first assistant to Robert Moore's staff at Columbus State University. And again, this is not your first rodeo, no. Ken. Most recently, you also the head coach of Hardaway High School's boys basketball team.
Correct.
But talk about your coaching career in general, where you've been.
Well, I mean, it started off as soon as I was done playing. I did 1 year at University of North Florida as a student assistant. Was able to get my degree from the University of North Florida. Left, went to Georgia Tech as a GA. Went to Merchant Marine Academy, left and went to Lafayette College, Georgia Southern for 4, Nyack College, and then I just did the high school for the last 2 years. So somebody was looking at my resume the other day and was like, man, you've coached every level, and I didn't really realize that. I've evaluated, coached, or scouted pretty much every level when it comes to basketball, and I just think that it helps me when it comes down to my career and what's going on. But I'm truly blessed. Robert Moore gave me a terrific opportunity over at CSU. At the same token, it was really difficult for me to lead those guys over at Hardaway High School. And just when you put so much into a program, trying to build it from the ground up and putting your heart and soul in something, it's hard to leave it. But those guys, they're resilient. They'll be fine. I know it. They got a good foundation. And then hopefully I just don't mess things up at CSU.
You're right. Of course, coming off of a 21-8 regular season and, of course, regular season title, Coach
Yes.
Robert Moore. Of course, your job primarily would be recruiting and also making sure those kids are going to school and going to class.
No question. It's different stops I've had throughout my career is going to help me in this process. I feel like I'm just totally ready for it. I'm excited about the process. Coach Moore has done a great job. He has back-to-back 21 seasons. He's coming off Coach of the Year. Him and Ben Hicks did a remarkable job when it came to recruiting and just really rebuilding the program. He's been to the tournament the last 3 out of 6 years. And that's one of the reasons by going to Columbus State, I look at it, it's when you talk about Division II, it's like they have 5 gyms. They have every major that you might want. It's built to win. I call it the Duke or Kentucky of Division II. There's no other place you're going to get that. So really excited about it, really excited about the opportunity.
Before you get out of here, I know Mom and Dad are extremely proud of you, but you also, your brother, he has a big job. Why don't you talk about what he's doing?
Oh, no question. He just took a new job over at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York. So that's his second stop in the Ivy Leagues. He's been at the Ivy Leagues this past year at Princeton and now Cornell. Before that, he was at Lafayette for 5. So when it comes to high academic, high character quality kids, he's recruited them over the last 6 or 7 years. He's doing great things, that's baby brother, but he's really doing terrific. I think he's a guy that I'm looking forward to seeing how they do with the new program, new staff up there, and I'm sure he's going to do a terrific job. So
just for the sake of television, both of us, again, this is between us. You're on the fast track, he's on the fast track. What's the phone conversation like when you're talking to your brother?
Man, where's some players at? That's the main thing. We throw different ideas off the wall. How can we get better? I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, we don't really rely on where we've been, where we're going. It's how can we get better? You have to take the same philosophy when it came on the basketball court as well as coaching. I mean, you really want to get better. If you want to be at the next level, you have to work. You have to put in the time, you have to put in the energy. And I think it just translates universally in everything that you do. So I think that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rosalind and George Williams' baby boy, Persian Williams. We'll be right back after this. If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come see us at Express Motors, 1210 14th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama. Or give us a call, 334-384-9101, with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. In-house financing, the right vehicle at the right price for you. We don't want all your business, just yours. Come see us, 1210 14th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama, or go online, www.expressmotorspc.com.
Come into Chester's Barbecue for our world-famous mouth-watering ribs, smoked fresh on our grill daily. Or try one of our barbecue pork plates with fresh sides. Chester's has delicious sandwich combos to choose from that are sure to please. We also serve tempting home-cooked favorites. And don't forget to take home your own bottle of great sauce. Chester's Barbecue, serving the best food at the best price, with 3 locations to serve you.
Live in the spotlight with Sports Life Entertainment. Enjoy our 50-passenger luxury party buses or corporate coaches. For more information, contact us at 770-989-1340. And remember, it's all about that sports life.
And welcome back to Sports Visions. Dale, I tell you, it's been a while since we've done an On the Wall, but backed by popular demands because of you. Our On the Wall is, of course, there's been a lot of social issues, political issues that have been talked about by athletes, and of course, more importantly, with Black Lives Matters and Blue Lives Matters and crime against policemen and all. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for us to kind of talk about it and speak our minds about how we feel with this current situation. And I know that Carmelo Anthony has spoken out along with Chris Paul and LeBron James and some of the NBA athletes, but also some of the NFL athletes. But again, I know it's important, but it's just, to me, it doesn't seem like they're having the same effect as back in the day when Muhammad Ali was doing a lot of the talking and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the likes.
Well, really, I'm glad to see that. It's a resurgence of athletes becoming more socially conscious of what's really going on, because I think really, DJ, they realize that they're on a bigger stage. And they're on that stage, they can win influence, they can get things done, they can wield their power, they can wield their money. So that's big. And really, when you start thinking about the Muhammad Ali piece and the Bill Russell piece, the Jim Brown piece, that thing is really needed today, DJ. I think really, when you hear about Black Lives Matter, all lives matter.
Yes.
We know that. But really, when something is unjust, and anytime there's injustice, there's, they're injustice, and really one of the biggest things that we got to realize is that use your influence. We were taught to use our influence. Whether you got some money or not, DJ, you got some influence. We know how to use our influence. Winning Friends and Influencing People is probably the best book I ever read at the University of Georgia. But to use your athletic impact, your name impact, to wield some consciousness in society today, that's a job of an athlete.
But, we're not above understanding that, of course, with the platform that we have, and of course the platform we had at the University of Georgia, and even into professional ball, we had certain opportunities that weren't present for some of our contemporaries. And I know when it comes to, again, obeying the law and doing the right thing, those are the fundamental things that have to be done no matter what. Yes. But again, we had some issues and some situations that weren't attractive, and they were tragic, to be quite honest with you. But leaves you to question, who's at fault.
Well, go ahead, DJ. Finish.
It's like, what do you do? Because the bottom line is some innocent lives have been lost. Some African Americans have lost their lives to police, and now, of course, some retaliation with regards to the police being shot as well. A war is not the answer. The bottom line, it's not the answer. We got some wonderful policemen, as you know, in this great city that we live in, and of course, some wonderful young black men. However, how are we going to bridge this gap?
And I think really communication, first of all, DJ, and really, we got to start talking about the things that we have in common. And one good thing about sports, DJ, and we always talk about this, when you start talking about sports, you kind of kill the racial barrier piece. My teammates, we were on a team with Mexicans, Irishmen, Spaniards.
Yes.
We played ball with a lot of diversities, but at the same time, DJ, we had one thing in common. We wanted to win.
Yes.
We were teammates. If something you did was something to one of them, all of us got involved. And I think really that's one thing that sports does. It bridges that racial barrier. You got Alabama, you got black Alabama fans. You got some Spanish Alabama fans. But really, when you start talking about Alabama football, you start talking about Georgia football, it bridges a big racial gap, which I think really that's something that we got to do, but to communicate and know that we all have some things in common. You can't tell me that the white guy, he loves his son just like I love my son. But the conversations I've had to have with my son about respecting and basically complying with the police, they've been very uncomfortable with me, man, because, I'm one of those guys, man, for as something happened to my kids or something happened to my son, I'm a lifer. You might well go and get me ready.
But one thing about it, though, of a lot of us, talk about this situation and, we talk about sports, but there's a lot of people out there that are not into sports. And, of course, I know this is not a comfortable conversation to have. However, I do want to take this opportunity for us to at least let folks know out there that, we got to get along and we got to communicate. We got to be together and understand that, killing each other is not the answer, Bill. It's not the answer. I think educating our younger people going into the schools, I think the police should get more involved. Again, I know that I know that they haven't, but whatever it is they're doing, they need to double it up, do double time, because the young kids need to know that the police officers are here to protect us. They're here to serve. And again, I'd like to go back to the day when, I remember when we were younger, some of the kids didn't all want to be pro ball players. They wanted to be police officers. But today, that's not the answer.
That's not the answer, DJ. And really, don't get me wrong. I had policemen in my family, and really, I had guys that served in the Army in my family. One thing that I really realized is that, you got to get to know people. And I think really when you put a policeman, education is big, but when you put a policeman in an environment that he's not used to, DJ, he's going to be on pins and needles all the time. He's going to feel threatened all the time, and sometimes he's not going to make the right decision when the pressure is on him. So I think really you got to do a lot of doing community outreach. Policemen got to work in the community and know people that are in their community, because if they're in the community, DJ, they probably know most of these guys and get to know these guys. And then when it's time to be official, they'll respect their authority, and maybe sometimes they can talk them down to doing some things, especially about the gun piece, man. Guns?
Yeah. But I'll leave on this note, all leaders out there, and that includes my coaches, that includes the parents, that includes, the head of households. Continue to talk to these young kids and help them understand that we all need each other. And, of course, violence is not the way, and guns is not the way. We'll be right back after this.
Smile is the most admirable thing you can wear. And for anyone age 1 to 101, Cook Dental Care has a smile for you. Dr. Kathy L. Cook offers a wide range of individualized, innovative services from basic preventative dentistry to specialized care. We provide comprehensive dental care for the entire family, including pediatric. Insurance, financing, walk-ins, and new patients are always welcome. So for your family's dental care, visit Cook Dental Care.
This is Susan Cooper of the Greater Columbus Urban League. Please join the Urban League movement by becoming a member. Membership is only $50. Our goal is 3,000 people to become members by August 1st and give back to the community through the Urban League. Invest in our youth and donate to help complete summer programming for summer jobs. The Urban League, equal access to equal opportunities, jobs, education, housing, and health, empowering communities and changing lives. To give now, stop by the Urban League, 802 First Avenue, or call 706-322-6840, or go to our Facebook page, Urban League of Greater Columbus.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Vision. Dale, I tell you, Persian coming from the family that he comes from, I don't expect anything any different.
Any different, man. George and Rosalind did a great job with their boys, and really to see them follow in their father's footsteps and be great educators, good people, man. Hey, It does my heart well.
I know during the segment with Persia, we didn't mention Donovan's name, although we were talking about him, but we're proud of Donovan as well, and I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to interview him as well. But coming up on Thursday, September the 8th, Sports Vision is about to do something big.
Real big. The celebrity golf tournament over at Robert Trent Jones, the lake course, DJ. So we got to get some extra balls, man, because, you know, they've got plenty of lakes around there. We're going to have a great time. Sports personalities and celebrities will be there to play. I mean, really, we're going to try to get everybody in the Columbus, Chattahoochee Valley, the whole area to come and play golf with Sports Vision.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. We have more information coming to you. It's on the way. It's not in your hand already. It's coming. It's coming. Believe it. But get ready for our Sports Vision Celebrity Golf Tournament. All right. Tell you what, before we get out of here, training camp, of course, Georgia, Auburn, Georgia Tech, as well as Alabama. They're all in camp. Of course, we know that Alabama, Auburn, and Georgia are both trying to find a quarterback.
That's right.
Georgia's trying to figure out if their backs are going to be healthy. Alabama, the depth issue at running back. Yeah, they got a running back, but the depth issue. Auburn, quarterback. The defensive line, offensive line. Man, everybody's got issues.
Great setup, DJ, for our On the Road with Sports Vision, brought to you by Headquarters Nissan. DJ, we got to go on the road because I got some questions I want to see. I want to see up front. I want to see Evander Holyfield playing running back. I want to see how tough this Easton kid is. Then we got to go. We got to go see Nick. But anybody that can win the SEC or national championship without a quarterback, Alabama would be the team. So we got some questions we want to see too.
But did you know that Georgia Tech is going to open up September the 3rd in Dublin, Ireland?
Yes. That's big.
Versus Boston College.
Versus Boston College. That's going to be interesting. And we got to go check on Taquan, too, man. We got to go check on a lot of people. We got to get on the road, player.
Absolutely. All right, folks, that's going to do it for all the time we have for today's show. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.
Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.
Truth be truth. The will to win will win. So intimidate your darkest fear. Revive every forgotten fantasy. Set goals you can never reach, then reach them. Count cards to fight fate stack deck. And if you want to win as much as you want to live, you're ready to reign on.
Live in the spotlight with Sports Life Entertainment. Enjoy our 50-passenger luxury party buses or corporate coaches. For more information, contact us at 770-989-1340. And remember, it's all about that sports life.